Mark was driving through the pouring rain one night on his way to his night shift. The highway was empty, except for the crackling of thunder and the occasional flash of lightning that lit up the dark sky. The windshield wipers struggled to keep up with the downpour, and Mark squinted to see the road ahead. As he passed a desolate stretch of road, a flash of red caught his eye. He slowed down and saw a woman walking on the side of the road. She wore a black dress, her hair clinging to her face, and carrying a red umbrella. Mark felt a chill but kept driving, dismissing her as just another unfortunate soul caught in the storm. But after about half a mile, there she was again! The same woman in the same black dress holding a red umbrella, walking in the same direction. Mark's heart pounded as he sped up, trying to shake off the eerie feeling creeping up his spine. He kept telling himself it was coincidence. Then just a few feet ahead, there she was again! Only this time, she wasn't walking. She was floating just outside the passenger window, keeping pace with the car. Her face was pressed against the glass, with a creepy smile. He just realized that she was not wearing a black dress. It was just a creepy scary face with long wavy black hair. Her eyes were locked on Mark. Her lips curled into a smile that sent shivers down his spine. Mark's breath caught in his throat as he pressed hard on the gas, speeding through the storm. The woman stayed right there, floating alongside, smiling and unblinking. His heart pounded as he saw the flashing lights of a police car up ahead. He slammed on the brakes and pulled over, gasping for breath. The officer approached his car while shining a flashlight into the window. The rain has stopped at that time. "You were speeding, sir," the officer said. Mark tried to explain, but his words tumbled over each other in a frenzy. He glanced back at the highway and froze. Behind the officer, the woman was standing, staring at him smiling, while carrying the red umbrella. Mark's blood ran cold. The officer looked at him puzzled, then turned to follow his gaze. But the woman was gone. Mark swallowed hard, nodded at the officer's instructions, and drove off slowly while glancing in the rear-view mirror. The road was empty, but he couldn't shake the feeling that she was still out there, watching, waiting. Then suddenly, the thunder rumbled again. And he swore, he saw a flash of red in the distance. It was a quiet night at the nursing home when Sarah, the night nurse, arrived for her shift. The nurse she was relieving was Emily, who was still finishing up some documentation. "I'm just wrapping up," Emily said with a tired smile. "You can start your rounds." Sarah nodded and walked her way to the hallway. She moved from room to room, checking on the sleeping residents. When she reached the last room, the bed alarm went off. Sarah quickly entered the room and found Agatha sitting up, trying to get out of bed. "I want to go home," Agatha whispered, her voice shaky and confused. Her eyes clouded with dementia, or wide with desperation. Sarah gently guided her back into bed, soothing her with soft words until she calmed down. Agatha's eyes fluttered closed as Sarah tucked her in, and the room fell silent once more. Relieved, Sarah made her way back to the nursing station. Emily was waiting. "All set?" Sarah asked. "Yeah," Emily said while handing over the report. "But there's something you should know. Agatha passed away about an hour ago. The funeral home came to get her body." Sarah froze, a chill creeping up her spine. "What are you talking about?" "I just saw her. She was trying to get out of bed." Emily's face turned serious. She pulled out a form from the stack of papers and handed it to Sarah. "This is the release form. I signed it myself." Sarah stared at the paper, her hands trembling. The form clearly showed that Agatha's body had been retrieved by the funeral home. Yet she had just seen her, touched her and soothed her fears. A cold wave of fear washed over Sarah as the truth slowly dawned on her. She looked down the hallway, back toward Agatha's room, but she couldn't bring herself to go near it again. The rest of the night passed in tense silence. Agatha had gone home, but not in the way she had expected. It was a lazy night for Jake as he mops the cold floor of a 7-Eleven he's working at. The hours dragged on, and the only sounds were the hum of the fridge and the occasional rattle of the air conditioner. It was 2:30 a.m. when the door chimed, and a man walked in, carrying a baby on his chest. A young boy, maybe 5 or 6 years old, clung to the man's side. "Excuse me," the man said with a tired smile. "Where is the bathroom?" Jake pointed to the back of the store where a flickering light marked the restroom sign. The man nodded his thanks and led the children down the aisle, then to the restroom. A few minutes later, the man returned with the baby now half asleep on his shoulders. He grabbed a pack of diapers and placed it on the counter. Jake rang it up, his eyes glancing toward the empty aisle, as if looking for someone. As the man collected his change and turned to leave, Jake hesitated. "Hey, where's the other kid?" he asked while glancing around the store. The man stopped in his tracks with a puzzled look crossing his face. "What other kid?" "The boy," Jake said with a trembling voice. "The one who came in with you. The one who was holding your hand." The man got confused even more. "I only have one kid," he replied, gesturing to the baby on his shoulders. "I've always had just one." Jake felt a cold wave of fear wash over him. The man, sensing Jake's discomfort, quickly left the store, the door chiming softly behind him. Jake reviewed the video footage caught by the security cameras. He was shocked when he didn't see the boy in the video. But he was certain that he saw the boy. He was real. Then the door suddenly opened, and the chime rang. Jake stared at the empty door, terrified. Hoping that his shift will soon end,